It is Wednesday and school's over. The day has come to an end. This is my first opportunity I've had today to pick up this camera. And I even got here like insanely early. I got here at like 6:30 this morning. I was in my classroom and school doesn't start till 8. But I've been really busy trying to get things done. The room right now, it's not a hot mess, but it's definitely a mess. And just trying to get things organized and put away. I was making changes, and then I decided not to make changes. And then I decided, yeah, I'm going to make some changes. They say it's a woman's right to change her mind. Maybe it's a teacher prerogative too. I don't know. But I actually had like materials. Last week when I thought I was going to change the way I was doing things, I sent out to the PRC assorted copies to be made to get things ready. And then when I got my NWEA scores, I was like, oh no, well, I'm not going to do that after all. But all these materials arrived in my classroom on Monday, like boxes and boxes of materials that I sent out to have made. And it's like, well, I'm not going to throw it away because A, this is a ton of copies. B, there are some valid things in here, like really good stuff that I can use in my classroom. So what I did was I took all the materials and I put everything in baskets and sorted it by baskets and weeks. And then I also have here like the take-home books, which I was actually really excited about the take-home books. Oops, sorry. And I haven't used the school reading series in years. When I switched to Daily 5, I abandoned like all of it. I really did. But last week, before I got my NWEA scores, I actually took home the teacher's manuals. I took home the teacher practice books and the spelling book and the grammar book. And I was looking through it all. And I realized it was actually good stuff in there. It really was. Did I want to use the text, the student anthology? No, not really, because the student anthology is not a good fit book for really most of the classroom. You know, I have about 5 kids in here where the student anthology is actually too easy for them. They're above this anthology. And then, of course, I have a new child, which takes my ELL kids up to 8. 8 children in here who don't read English. So the anthology is a horrible fit for those kids. And then the rest of my kids in here, you know, they're not quite at grade level. So while I don't want to use the anthology and have the kids all reading the exact same story every day, we're going to take our turn, we'll raise our hand, read our pair. I don't want to do round robin reading. At the same time, I did love the take-home books for them. I love the fact that there is a list of vocabulary words that goes with every story. I love the fact that there are, you know, some worksheets where they can actually use those words in context. I like the fact that there's actually a worksheet that can be collected and graded, because with Daily 5, you know, a Daily 5 doesn't have papers with it. Not the kind of papers that most teachers think of as something where you've got 10 sentences with 10 answers and you can check that paper and then here's a sheet of paper that with a grade on it that you can show a parent. You know, with Daily 5, I do DRE2s, I do running records, I do anecdotal records, and I know what their reading level's at. But there's not a lot of paperwork where you can show the parent, see, they got a C on this. You know, there's only a finite amount of those. Whereas with the reading series, you do get that. So I was thinking, how can I get the most out of the reading series while not actually have them all reading this anthology that's not a good fit book for them? And it dawned on me, the anthology stories are not that long. They're really not. Why can't I use that story one day a week to use it as a read aloud? I can actually read that story to them, and by reading that story to them, the vocabulary words that I now want to teach them for that week now have a frame of reference and have a context. The grammar sheets that actually are teaching them, how to write sentences and how to use commas and how to use adjectives, well, a lot of those grammar sheets refer back to the story in those sentences. Well, if I read the story to them on a Monday, then the work we do for the rest of the week during the language arts period in the afternoon will refer back to that story. So that's what I'm thinking, that on Monday I will read the story to the class out loud. That'll be our story time. And then they will never actually read that story. I'm sorry, I have something in my eye. They will never actually read that story in class. I'm not going to do round robin reading or any of that stuff. It takes too long, and honestly, it's not, to me, that is not quality reading instruction for the children. But to have it as a read aloud for listening to reading, it's perfect. And then I have spelling words that come from the story. I have vocabulary words that go on the word wall that come from the story in context. I have a take-home book that will be on the same theme as the read aloud, and the vocabulary in the read aloud is also in the take-home books. It just kind of made sense. And especially since I had already sent off the first 2 units to the PRC to be run off. I mean, all the papers are already here. It's done. So all I had to do was think about it a little bit. How can I combine the reading series and Daily 5 to get the biggest bang for my buck? And so during my language arts spelling block that's in the afternoon, that's separate from Daily 5, we will learn the spelling words, and we'll learn the vocabulary words, and we'll do our grammar. I'll read the story out loud on Monday, so this way they know what everything's referring back to. But then for the rest of it, it's all Daily 5. So this way, really, I'm getting the best of both worlds, and I get homework. I get the take-home books for homework. I get some grammar pages for homework that will be based on vocabulary words that they're learning. I like it. I like the way that came out. That was never my original intention, but it's almost like a happy accident that I am combining the reading series and Daily 5. So it will not take away from my Daily 5 time at all. Daily 5 will still be Daily 5. It's just, instead of reading, I do read alouds. My phone just turned on. That was weird. And now it's quoting me. Apparently I said something that sounded a lot like "Hey Siri." Oh my god, it did it again. Okay, I won't say that anymore. Alright, so anyway, as I was saying, I do read alouds to my class 5 days a week. So now, instead of now I'll do what I would normally read to them 4 days a week. 1 day a week, I will read the book series or story to them. So yeah, it's all going to work out great. So happy accident. I am done with the work. I stayed late today to get some work done. I haven't stayed late in a while. Every time I try to plan staying late, we have a bad weather day. Well, luckily today the weather is pretty okay. So what I really needed time to do today was just organizing. There's a lot of things as a teacher you can take home, but you can't actually take home your classroom. So I just needed to put things away. I needed to reorganize some things in the manipulative containers. I needed to reshuffle the books in the leveled library. I needed to organize my Time magazines for kids and get the papers ready so I can send them out and have copies made, because those are really good. Some of the papers we do in class as a whole group when I'm trying to teach expository text. Some of the inserts though, because usually there's like 2 magazines in there. One will be a TFK and the other one will be something like Around the World or Finances. Some of those make really good for substitute teachers, but you want to make the worksheet that goes with the article, because let's be honest, you want to have more work than less work when it comes to a sub. So I just really needed some time to focus on organization today, getting some things put back together, laying some things out, so this way tomorrow morning, as soon as I walk into the classroom, I am ready to go to shoot to the copy machine and make some copies for that and get some more things organized. So with that though, I am going to wrap up this vlog. I hope you've enjoyed it. And if you liked it, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from the future, click that subscribe button, and I'll talk to you guys later. Good morning, happy Friday. I literally just walked in the door. And I am so glad it's Friday. It's been a long week. You know, let me rephrase that. It's been a long couple of weeks. So, put my lunch away. I didn't even bother buying the Lean Cuisine version of this one. I said, you know what? Let's go for the full fat, people. Let's go for the full fat. So, yeah, lunch. I don't know what I would do without these things. I take lots of time in the morning packing my children's lunches, and when it comes to myself, it's like first thing I can grab out of the freezer, it's going to work. So I was not here yesterday afternoon because I had to go get my Remicade for my rheumatoid arthritis. So I did have a sub in the afternoon, and I've come in and everything's neat and tidy, looks good. So apparently it was a good day yesterday, or a good afternoon. I was here in the morning. It always helps if I can be here in the morning and get things laid out nice and perfect. So that's always a good thing. And, oh, I gotta show you this. Okay, I have to give a total shout out to Bridget, because she showed this book in her videos probably like a month ago. It was sometime in January, and I had never heard of this book, and I was definitely intrigued. So I bought this one off Amazon Prime, and I'll link it in the video below. I freaking love it. It's oddly enough, it kind of really reminds me of my cafe menu book, this one right here, because the cafe menu is basically a book about empowering students with reading by teaching them a ton of strategies. And they have strategies in here that meets the Common Core, and then you literally, you know, create in your classroom a menu wall of strategies. So this though literally takes the cafe menu like 10 steps farther. It really does. It breaks the strategies down into even more specific details that you can then turn around and teach. So like right now, I have a couple of kids in here who are struggling with fluency. They can read the words, they can comprehend the words, but when they're speaking, the reading is choppy. You know, they're like reading like 2 words, 2 words, 2 words, and so I really kind of want to get that fluency going. So all you literally do is you find, you know, the chapter, you know, teaching fluency, and like today I want to focus on just a couple of strategies here from page 108, 9, 10, and 11. So these are some of the skills I will be teaching when I pull those specific kids for fluency issues. So wow, it's like reading for dummies. So thank you, Bridget, for the book recommendation. Freaking love it. And it aligns to my philosophy of teaching anyway. Just it's a natural fit. So yeah, definitely excited to get that. And if you haven't gotten it when she recommended it, well, now 2 of us are telling you, you need this book. It's amazing. So with that though, I am going to be quiet now for a little while because I kind of need to get myself ready for the day. So I will talk to you again soon. lunchtime and Diet Pepsi time. I love this stuff. I think I've mentioned in previous videos, I used to have a Diet Pepsi addiction so bad that I used to drink like 6 of these a day. I know, there's some of you right now having an absolute heart attack at those words, but it's true. I now limit myself to 1 a day, but I can't lie. I miss my addiction. I miss 6 of these a day. I really do. I don't even know why. I love Diet Pepsi. Anyway, it was a good morning, and we did the area method multiplication today. And honestly, at first they were like, huh? But once I took them through a couple of problems, all of them got it except for one student. And that one student, I think, kind of shut down because she hasn't mastered her facts yet, her basic timetables. So I think she got frustrated with that she just kind of shut down on me. So I'm gonna have to like meet with her one-on-one, and we're gonna have to hit those facts. But otherwise it was really well. It went really well. But I came in this morning, and out of 30 children I had 6 absent. By 8:30 I had one throwing up and rushing to the office. By 10:20 I lost a second one to stomach pains and nausea. And it's lunchtime now, and I just had one come from the lunchroom and get their things. She's going home. There is a stomach bug in my room, and my students are dropping like flies. So I had 8 kids miss the math lesson I taught today. So even though it was a huge success, I only got to teach 22 children out of 30, which means Monday I have to repeat the entire lesson, which is okay, because even the ones who were here will definitely benefit from the review, because let's be honest, it's Friday. They're going to go home Saturday and Sunday, and most of them are going to completely forget what I taught them. Although I was surprised that I had a couple of kids come in this morning like, Miss Byler, we watched your multiplication video last night. I already know how to do it. So that was great, because that was kind of the whole point of the video. I want my students to have something that they can go home, and even though they can't take the teacher home, they can definitely take home the teacher YouTuber. So yeah, that was great. And so a lot of the kids were excited about the video, and I did show them just the one part of the video in class that was on the area method. So this way we taught it, they did it, we practiced it on our individual whiteboards, we did quite a few of them together, they did several independently, and then I showed them, like the 3-minute segment of me teaching area method on the internet. So this way they know that they have homework help right there at their assistants. So that was all good. I just wish I had a full class today and was able to teach it to all of them. But it is what it is. And with that, I am going to eat my lunch right now. My friends are not coming. It is Friday. We are all scrambling to get our lesson plans done and to get that taken care of, so this way we don't have a lot of homework to take home on the weekend. Although I do have a lot of papers to grade this weekend. I've been really busy. So I'm going to go ahead and stop talking now, eat my lunch real quick, and try to get some more plans done. The kids are at music, and you're not going to believe this, but the science kit finally came. I got my training for the physical science unit on January 9th. Today is February 10th. It only took a month for it to get here, but the science kit came. A month late, but I got it. So I am very excited. So here's all of course it was like neatly in here, but I guess it all spilled out in transit. So I will have to go through, but we have circuit panels, battery box, 4 pieces. I have to go through all this. We've got jars, styrofoam cups, paper plates. I'm not even sure what this is. Oh, spring scales, lots of batteries, magnets. We have magnets. Finally, oh, and we even have a lamp base. So, sandpaper, paper clips. Not sure what the wooden block is for, not yet. But we got some plastic cups. I am excited. Plus, we have lots of tin foil. I remember the one with tin foil. We have our candles. So finally, it is here. And so I will have to reorganize all this and tidy it up. And it fits in one of these legal size, like, drawer boxes. To say I am happy is an understatement. I am very happy it is here. I mean, like, really happy it's here, because I have struggled to teach science this year. It's not even funny. So I will spend some time on my prep right now going through that box and trying to organize the contents of that box. And then it's early dismissal today. We do have PLC. So let me go ahead and put this down. So for the most part, today is pretty much done, because the children, when they come back from their special, they're only in the classroom for like 20 minutes and then we dismiss for the day. So they pretty much come back in time for me to read a quick little story, have them pack up and go. And we do have PLC today for the early dismissal, and yeah, that's it. It's Friday. It's like, woohoo! We made it, people. We survived the week. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this video right here. I hope you've enjoyed my ramblings and found something of use in there. So if you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more from me in the future, click that subscribe button. As always, if you have any questions at all, feel free to put them in the comments down below, and I will talk to you later.